What's going on, everybody? It's Jackie Terry, and today we're going to be talking about two different types of exercises. We're going to be talking about high intensity and low intensity, and we're going to really get deep down into it and explain the difference. And what the difference is low intensity is just something we do every day, such as walking, yoga, stretching. This involves low intensity, so we can actually talk while we're doing this. We can actually have a full conversation while we're doing low intensity exercises, which is good, and it's a good stress reliever as well. So if you feel stressed out or you feel like things are going your way, do some low intensity exercises because it's a good way to relieve stress. Low intensity exercises are a really good stress reliever, and essentially they are a good way to burn calories as well. Essentially, when you take a walk for the first 25 minutes, you're not going to burn any fat, but instead you're going to burn sugar. Now, after the 25 minutes, that's when you start tapping into more of those fat stores in your body, and you start to actually burn the fat off. So essentially, during that first 25 minutes, doing a low intensity cardio exercise or doing a low intensity cardio workout, for the first 25 minutes, you are just burning sugar. You're burning the glucose in your body. That's all you're burning. After 25 minutes, when you hit that 60-minute mark, then yeah, you're going to be burning fat. It's always good to do your low intensity workouts. You want to set a time frame for 60 minutes because that first 25 minutes you're not going to be doing nothing but burning sugar anyway. So set it to 60 minutes, low intensity, whether it be yoga, stretching, any type of walking. And it's kind of good to do it outside as well, so you can get the sensation of the fresh air. Sometimes just walking outside can challenge you. Walking up hills or even doing some jogging will immediately challenge your body. And essentially, once you hit that 25-minute mark, then that's how you know you're going to start burning fat. When you do hit that 25-minute mark, you can essentially kind of increase the low intensity. So instead of walking, after 25 minutes, you can kind of start jogging and kind of increase that level of intensity. And essentially, when you do that, when you start jogging, you will cross over to more of a high intensity anaerobic stage, which I'll explain right now. Now, anaerobic stage is the exact opposite of low intensity. See, with low intensity, you're using oxygen as your primary source of energy. You're breathing, you're maintaining your breathing control. So low intensity aerobics, your main source of energy is oxygen. On the contrary, when we get to a high intensity workout, anaerobic workout, which means without oxygen, and I'll do some prime examples for you, are basketball, weight training, powerlifting. I know you guys see me doing a lot of powerlifting. These are all anaerobic exercises because you got to realize, you guys, unlike walking at a low intensity, you're not going to be able to talk when you're doing these high intensity workouts. Your oxygen level is very low. So whenever you're doing these workouts, they acquire short bursts of energy. And once again, you will fatigue a lot quicker. So anytime you're doing anaerobic exercise or playing basketball, anything at a high intensity, your oxygen level is low. You're acquiring short bursts of energy. And essentially your body will burn fat and sugar at the same time. So you're burning glucose and sugar at the same time. So essentially, it's not going to take you 25 minutes, because when you're working at a high intensity anaerobic type of training, you're gonna be burning all these calories all at once, all in one movement. So anytime you're playing basketball or you're doing any type of weight training or any type of hopping, sprinting, you're essentially gonna burn sugar and you're gonna burn fat all in one movement. You're tapping into your body's fat stores as well as your sugar stores, which essentially glucose. Glucose is the prime source of energy. It's a prime source of fuel for your body. However, the more sugar you burn, the more lactic acid you will generate. And essentially, lactic acid decreases oxygen in your body. It decreases the oxygen. This is why you essentially feel that burning sensation after doing so many reps or maybe doing a heavy set. This is simply your body burning off the sugar, and essentially, since there's no oxygen to replace the sugar, lactic acid takes its place. So the more sugar you burn, the more the lactic acid will build up in your body and decrease your oxygen level. Because whenever you're doing a sprint, whenever you're running, whenever you're doing any type of interval training, any type of quick movements, quick bursts of energy, oxygen isn't allowed to get to the muscles fast enough. So you use other sources as fuel for your energy. Your muscles actually have a clever storage technique called glycogen. So essentially once all your sugar levels are burned out completely, your body's gonna tap into another fuel source called glycogen, which essentially is strictly for your muscles. It's shared with the liver, but it's strictly energy for your muscles. It's not shared with anything else. It's not like glucose, which is shared throughout your entire body. Glycogen is stored strictly for your muscles, and this is where you're gonna get the energy for those high intensity workouts, your anaerobic training, basketball, weightlifting, running, sprinting. This is where you're gonna get the energy from your high intensity trade. For your high intensity training, you're gonna get it from your glycogen storage, which once again, you can store about 1,200 calories of glycogen within your muscle. So this only happens when your sugar levels are depleted. Then your body taps into that extra source of energy, which is the glycogen source. Now, however, the difference between anaerobic and aerobic exercises are when you cross over that 25-minute mark, your body is automatically going to burn fat. It's going to burn that fat just from doing a low intensity exercise such as walking, yoga, or anything. Any low intensity exercise you do, make sure it's 60 minutes, because once you get over that 25-minute mark, you're going to automatically start burning fat. It's not going to be a lot of fat compared to an anaerobic exercise, but it's going to be maybe a 5% amount of fat. It's going to happen right away. However, you only burn fat from a high intensity workout after the exercise. You burn fat 14 to 48 hours after the exercise, and you only burn it during a deep sleep. So whenever you're done doing a high intensity workout and you go home and you feel a delayed onset muscle soreness, you feel soreness in your muscles, that's essentially from those fat burning hormones that are burning off all that fat and all that sugar that's inside your body. So essentially, your body needs rest. Your body is gonna burn the most fat when you're resting, when you're in a deep sleep.